You know, in life, it is possible to have a situation where somebody is too quiet. They're not speaking, they're not talking. And you start getting very worried because of their silence. Let me give you an example that most of us can identify with, from our younger days. You come home and you start delivering a report, to one of your parents, either your mother or your father, whoever is a disciplinarian in your home. And as you talk and talk, they're quiet. They're just looking at you. And you start sweating. You start getting very worried. And you wish that they could say something, anything. And especially something that would prove that you're wrong in your thinking of what is about to happen to you. Because you know that silence is familiar. You've seen it before. And when you saw it before, it came shortly before massive violence was unleashed on you. After the controversial Irungu Kangata manenos, ODM, the political party, said a few things, and then they went silent. One of the things that was said that makes this current silence very worrying was Uhuru Odinga's statement, where he told Honorable Kangata, the senator, that ODM were aware of what was happening, that he was just being used to deliver a message to Raila Odinga. And Uhuru emphasized that ODM people are not fools. They know what is happening. And so the question on the minds of most Kenyans is, what did Uhuru mean? Who was this message from to Raila Odinga? And what did the message mean? This message, which according to Uhuru, meant that Raila Odinga was about to be betrayed. Gladys Boss Shollei, the women's rep for Uasin Gishu County, seems to have answered this question. At least some Kenyans think so. When she released some earth-shattering, shell-shocking statement. I want you to listen in to exactly what she said. Because what she said made me freeze in my tracks. Just listen in. I'll be back shortly.
The letter by Senator Kangata, I can tell you clearly that it was deliberate and it was intended to test the waters. It's called creating the mood of acceptance. I believe that it has come out very clearly to people who have been proponents of BBI that BBI is unpopular in the country and they need to bail out. So what they have done is use Senator Kangata to write the letter, because Senator Kangata has no business writing a letter to the president. He can see the president anytime. Why write a public letter to the president and copy it to everybody that you can think of? It was deliberate and it was released purposely to the media so that they can begin the conversation of how to exit from the BBI process. That's the reality.
Is there any chance that what Gladys Boss Shollei is saying is true? Are we witnessing the beginning of the end of the handshake? Now, let's slow down a little and put on our thinking caps. What is the strategy of Team Tanga Tanga so far? Have they always told us the truth? The answer is obvious. No, because they're politicians. Politicians hardly ever tell us the truth. And I'm talking about all politicians. Sometimes they twist the truth. Sometimes they skew it. Sometimes they give us the truth in bits and pieces, like feeding us with medicine that is terrible, that can't be delivered all at once, that we have to take slowly, small doses at a time. And sometimes they tell us blatant lies. In fact, most of the times, they tell us blatant lies. I find it super interesting that hours, just a few hours, before this statement by Gladys Boss Shollei, Kipchumba Murkomen came out with both barrels of his gun firing, telling us that they were going to oppose any move to remove Irungu Kangata, which clearly suggested that whatever the senator did over the leaked letter was going to annoy the president and Team Kieleweke, and therefore a move was going to be made to remove the senator from his position as chief whip of the majority party in the Senate. In other words, what Murkomen told us is a direct contradiction to what Shollei said. Following the same train of thought, we also know that it would be in the best interests of the deputy president's camp if the handshake fell apart like yesterday. That would be cause for major celebrations in Team Tanga Tanga. That should be obvious. So, is it true what Boss Shollei told us? Because what she said neatly explains what Uhuru Odinga posted on his Facebook page about ODM not being fooled, about somebody preparing to betray Raila Odinga, and of course the handshake. Wow, it is all very confusing. The only option we have is to carefully observe and keep a very close watch on political developments. And maybe the answer will become clear in the next few days or weeks. But we know if what Shollei said is true, it will turn our politics upside down. It is definitely going to be one of the most major political fallouts in the history of our country. And that is if it is true. We don't know yet. We have no idea. Because as we have pointed out, there are contradictions from Team Tanga Tanga. Although we can't ignore what Uhuru Odinga said. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.